Okay, so with this one, I'm going to talk about my financial and confronting and setting the record straight, not only with the truth or what's been going on with that, with one of the videos that shows my financial, but not all the way, but also setting the record straight for Creekwater White, aka the Bandit, aka Wayne Simmons. So I can't start with my story first. I have to start with my parents' story. So I'm going to start with my father's side of the story. So he was brought up in a wealthy family. And how he was born into land, and his parents owned, workers, his father's side of the family did. I guess slaves, as you call them. And they were born in Butte, Montana, which is the richest state in the U.S. because of its mining, its gold mine, stuff like that. Well, when you're born into a rich state like that, if you're white and with owning land and workers, your life and policy goes up. So, along with that, his father also worked at a factory job. And throughout the time being, he didn't treat his son very good. So, he joined the military service for 20 years with the schooling and serving. Well, with that, it raised up even more of your life insurance policy, right? So, after about a while, he got him a job at the plant where he worked at. There's like four only located in the world, and it's like levels. So, the more you move up, the more pay, but he always chose not to move up. So, it was always, your $500 paycheck. To where, throughout most of the stories we progress, you could have made some money, like you could have made, you know, $1,000 here and there, or $3,000, $2,000 paycheck, right? You could have made that, but he didn't. So, with that part being said, because we'll get back into this, like this is all going to come back into play later on, right? Now there's going to be, I'm going to try to get into everything as much detail as possible, as much as I can recall. Now, I can't do this in video format because there's a lot of things that cannot be shown due to court and under law, things of that nature. Okay? So just keep that in mind with this. So as we move on with my mother's side of the family, they're very poor. There's only three of us left. And, when her mother passed away, she was receiving checks from Canada, and still was, and I never knew about that. So, there's that part, and that part's going to come back into play later on, right? So, now, here's this one. The first time for me when saving the house, right? There was a garage sale, and I was at school, so this happened behind my back. And when I was at school and this happened behind my back, a lot of my stuff was sold. Like, literally, a lot of my stuff was sold, and I didn't know until I got home. So I lost everything. So that was the first time I saved the house. Now, second time, where it was the first time, if you will, when I had money stolen from me from my father, who I don't believe is my father, and this will come back into play later on as well. So, when this comes back into play, right, I was going into the 7th grade. Okay, we struggled a lot just to keep money, and there was only $100, $120 put away, and so I can get book fee. Well, around this time, the room that I'm in now, it took 8 years to get done because the previous owners of the house let the house go because there was termite damage, so they didn't take care of it. So it took 8 years for this to get done. And I had some boots in this room that I kept the money in. Well, my father was looking for shoelaces, and he decided to go ahead and take the shoelaces, but he found the money and stole the money. So the following day, when it came to getting the money order, Mom said to me, go get the money. And when I looked, the money was gone. She's like, where's the money? It's gone. It's like, what do you mean it's not there? And even shoelaces are gone out of the boots I put them in. So she asked Kevin, and he said, yeah. And, he's not getting it back. He don't need book fee money. I don't care. And he ended up, being aggressive about it. He's aggressive, abusive, intimidated person. But I don't really want to get too much into that part. So that following night, because there was like 2 days left before school started up, so I went to his wallet and stole the money back. And I decided to hide it in a light socket. Like, the little light switches that are in the wall. Well, when you cover them up, I built a little holster thing to put the money in, put it in the wall, because ain't nobody gonna look there. And I put it in the closet socket, which ain't no longer there anymore. Right? So that's no longer there. Well, now we skip ahead to 2008. I was around 17 years old at the time, and I was put in the work program class. And as I was put inside the work program class, Kevin, my father, he asked if I'm getting paid. And they said, no, this is a class to go out on the job site to work. So after they finish school in the real world, once they get a job, they'll know how to work. They'll get experience. And he said, I don't want him working if he's not getting paid, because the only thing he cared about at the time was charging me rent. Now, this is where I'm going to pause and fill in some knowledge for you here. Some knowledge. Right. This is where I'm going to fill in some knowledge. If you have a child, because I was born sick. Okay, I was born ill. I had to be put on steroids to catch up. I was born with some disability issues. And if you have a disabled child that's born sick, and if they're living with you while they're in school and also working a part-time job, you're not allowed to charge them rent, because you're acting as a landlord. And that's illegal. And that's what he was doing throughout this long time. Right? So, I remember when they took me to the Human Services office to file for disability, and I got turned down because they only take people, like here's some other history knowledge right here. If your child's born like disabled, where they can't move, can't walk, can't talk, yeah, they're supposed to be automatically put on disability. But that's not true, because they wait till you're at the age of 21 to do that. But you do qualify for back pay, and I did qualify for back pay, and that's not going to kick in
so
till around
this is the audio
the same year.
My audio interview
grade
that I'm going to give, and I feel like maybe it is necessary. It is necessary for me to go into a full depth detail about the financial part. I feel like that's going to be the main topic, the main focus, and I'm doing this for a future reference. And before I start, I'm gonna say what I said before in the past, and I don't have the video of that on my old channel, and I don't think I have any of it recorded at all with the newer stuff, where this documentation of Pump Daddy Pump or MG or White Wolf White Fox Creekwater White, known as Wayne Thomas Simmons, whatever the fuck you want to call him, Now, I want to get this part out the way when I get to the financial part, because I feel like there's going, like there was before in some of the old posts. I remember what he said, and what somebody else has said is that if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't be getting paid. You're out here with your music. First and foremost, when that post was made, you were still in high school. I wasn't. I didn't get finished with high school till 09, 010. You didn't get out of high school till what? 011. So how in the fuck you saying that you got me paid? You couldn't get paid your damn self. Don't say that you put me on anything because you ain't my OG. I'm 27 years old. I'm your OG. Matter of fact, if it wasn't for me going back, a lot of people would have wanted to touch you, dude. They wanted you out. Because of me and how I am from these streets and my background, they didn't. I remember being locked up. Crips wanted to get to you. Right? Some of the gangs from the old neighborhood wanted to get to you. I said no. I spoke for you. You want to say some shit about my OG, Eric. You can't talk on Eric. Eric's really about it. Now, your OG, Green, he's two-faced. He switches up words. Remember when I called him when he was talking shit about you and your shit? I was keeping it real. But he didn't want to get yelled at. But I let him have it. So there's that. You saying that if it wasn't for you, I would have no listeners, no followers. I'm a street nigga. I came from that. I'm gonna have listeners and followers way before you. Now, this is where we get into the financial part. This is where I'm gonna go in depth. This is me calling you out on it. Saying, hey, this is what it really is. Now, I'm not gonna start with my father's side or my mother's side. That was in the first short one. I'm gonna start with my part this time and going into depth as much as detail, as much as I can remember, right? As much as I can remember. Now, this is the thing right here. This is the thing right here with this. I'm going to give you guys some brief knowledge really quick. When it comes to banks and bank accounts, when you have selfish, greedy people behind you, they're going to want to steal. They'll be living off you. When it comes to banks, they don't care. They actually let anybody go into your account. I'm dead serious. You don't have to have confirmation, anything. They'll do it. And when that person loses money and when it gets reported, the banks get away with it because they get a good pay out of it, get a nice big bonus, believe it or not. Let's say if you have a girlfriend, boyfriend, right? Let's say a cousin, a sister, a mother, a father, a husband, a wife. Let's say if you have a bank account and that person is not on you with your bank account, they can still go into your account and withdraw money. Boosie's brother kept going into Boosie's account. Boosie didn't even know it till shit was reported. But the bank got away with it. You didn't hear anything about that since because he cut off his brother. Now, in 2008, I was in a work program in school. Now, keep in mind, I'm not going to show any of the paperwork, certain things, because some things don't need to be showed. This is why I'm doing this in depth to discuss it. In 2008, right. Now, we know about me saving the house the first time with the garage sale and the first recording. We know about me with the money that was being stolen. Okay. The time why I needed book fee money. We know about that part in the first recording. However, I'm going to go with 2008. I'm going to begin with there. 2008, I was in a work program. And It was a program for some of the people that have learning disabilities, like I do. Kevin was never involved in my childhood, never involved with my schooling until he heard about this work program. His mindset, ooh, work program. Will he be getting paid so I can charge him rent? To remind you, I'm in 10th grade at this time, and I was 17 years old. Going back, the law system's this. If you have a child, I don't care if the child doesn't have disability issues or does. If they are working at a part-time job while still in school from the ages of 16, 17, even 18 before they get out of school, and if you are charging them rent, you are breaking the law. That is actually illegal, because not only are you taking money from a minor or from a person that is disabled from using them, but you're also claiming yourself to be a landlord when you're not licensed. And that is not your job. Okay? That is real. When they said no, he won't be getting paid. This is teaching him how to work at a job when he gets older, when he gets out of high school, when he wants to work. You know what he said? No, I want him out this class. Because he was thinking money at the time for him. He was thinking money at the time for him. Let me remind you, I was still in the class anyway, so they couldn't get me out. But I worked. Now, check out this. 2009 comes along. Right. 2009 comes along. At this moment, I'm in 12th grade. I got skipped up because, yeah, I'm intelligent. They tested, they did some testing with me. Yes, I have more intelligence just about the regular person. I know more things. At the same time, it was also because of my age. I would have been out of high school 18 or 19 years old. That wouldn't have felt right. Now, I didn't start working at the TRC program until the middle of 2009, which was the fall. So, between that time and probably, I think, it was around the middle of that time, and I remember they took me to go file for disability. Right? Well, I wasn't going to be accepted anyways right away, because believe it or not, they don't accept people till the age of 21. I didn't know that my back pay kicked in. I didn't know anything about my back pay at all. I really did not know anything about it. I just didn't. I didn't know nothing about my back pay kicking in. Because soon as I got my first paycheck, which was only $12, I remember us going up to Nashville, opening up an account, right? This is yet again, this was the story that I was told when this happened. This is the story. Your father got a raise and a bonus. Right? So, I'm thinking, okay, because the next following day, we went down to Dalton, Georgia, to pick up a dog. Right? And I wasn't even counted absent that day either. They thought I was still in school. The school system. That weekend, they went up to Nashville, Tennessee, Titan Stadium, passed it to a car dealership to get a car out of that back pay money. Now, from 2009, 2008, 2011, that is the back pay timeline. Okay? Now, between those times, I was working at the TRC plant. And a lot of my money, a lot of my checks, I never got to see because Kevin kept taking them. Because to him, I owed him, and he wasn't around. And come to find out, he's not my real father either. So he was taking from money from a child that wasn't his. That wasn't his. Keep in mind, he's aggressive. He likes to intimidate. He's abusive. as well. And I tried to cover most of that in the last recording. Senior day. Senior day happened. And it was thundering and raining out. Mother went to say, hey, can you give him a ride to work? Can you give him a ride to work? Right? Can you give him a ride to work? All this stuff is going to come back into play anyways during one of the court hearings. Can you give him a ride to work? He said no. He can walk. Remind you, all this time, they were married before I was born. But he wasn't around. And he ain't my real father. This shit has been coming out. This shit came out in court. And like I said, there's times where mother left. He found her. He beat her before, threatened her, intimidated her to where, we'll get into that, to where she gave up her overseer rights to him. I didn't know about that. And there were times where not human services, but child services were called for me. This, the first time, before I pick up where the story is, he wasn't around. I remember one day walking, I'm coming home. He ends up beating me, and the only time he really wanted anything to do was just to put blame on me or beat mother. Some of the scars on my legs were caused by him, and some of them was from machines because of my body. I was born ill. I was born sick. My body had to play catch up. So there's that. Then the second time, what child services being called, was during this time when at the TRC plant, I walk in, I'm wet, I'm crying, I'm upset. Supervisor and the boss. The boss takes me in a back room, gives me a change of clothes, and, said, what's going on? Why are you like this? Why is this happening? I told him. I said, mother asked him for a ride for work to drop me off here. He said no. He said I could walk. And he's like, well, at least give him the umbrella. He's like, no. I came back away. He said, no, he can take his ass out and walk. They found that concerned. They called the cops, which ended up calling up child services. They came to the house to question him. Mother took his side, and the story that they said was, no, he chose that. I even offered. He said, no, he chose to walk. They knew that was bullshit, because before they came to the house, they came and talked to me. I was still upset about it. I was still upset, and they're going to know if it was fake or not. They knew it was real. My emotions, my body language. But the reason why mother yet again took his side, because she was afraid to get hit. She was afraid that he would probably end up killing her. Right? Now, my check during this time, right before I got out of school, I didn't get paid for a month because I signed some papers, which was actually worked out great, because the biggest check that I made from there was $346. Right? Now that $346 is going to come back into play soon. For a graduation gift, his brother came down. And let me remind you, the reason why I'm being treated like this will come back into play later on during the court thing. Right? Will come back into play later on. They left me $3,000. Kevin owns a safe. They left me $3,000 just in case if I needed help with college, because I was there for like 6 months, but we will get into that too. But not right, just not yet. Or the 3,000 is, if I decided to go out on my own, try to get a place, it was there for me to fall back on, or if something were to happen to where I got badly sick or something. That's what that money was meant for. Kevin put away in the safe. Around the week when my paycheck got released, behind my back, they took that $3,000 and they decided to go ahead and hire some people to put on a new roof. They took most of that money to buy a car and several guns and some phones. Around this time, I'm using some of the earlier model straight talk phones. While they had updated phones, I had the shitty ones, right? That's real. Then that $346 he took right out of my hand coming from work because mom had a phone. He had a phone. My phone was off. My phone was downgraded. My phone was going through hell, but I still used it. He said, "Your mother told me how much you got paid. This ain't your money. It's my money. Even though, as you guys see from some of one of the videos, my names are on those checks. They took it along with that $3,000. I didn't get nothing, so that's why I hit the streets a lot to try to get paid, to hustle. I needed some money in my pocket. That's real talk. Now, the time that my time ran out at TRC because there is a time limit, right? Kevin pulled out his gun, threatened to kill me if I didn't leave the house because I was no longer getting paid. That means there was no money for him, right? Now, going back, he never wanted me around anyways. And this will also come back. A lot of this stuff I'm saying will come back into play during the court session. And I left for a while, whatever. Mom brought me back. He didn't like that. He got onto her. And then wanted to fight with me, which ended up getting the cops involved. So I hit him. Because yet again, he threatened me again. Now, when the cops were involved, this shit was let off with a warning. Actually, no, it wasn't. It was let off with a warning a little while, but they decided no. He said, no, go ahead and please arrest him. Please take him in. He tried, blah, blah, blah. He's trying to say I pretty much tried to kill him when I didn't. They asked mother. She took his side yet again. She was afraid that if she went against him, she was going to end up getting killed or beaten. This isn't the first time this happened. So I'm in jail for a while. I gave my side. Gave the same story in court. But because there's more than one person, they're going to choose their side. Right? Now, I start college. I go there for 6 months. I'm living up there for 6 months. I was never at home. A little bit, I would come back here and there. Wayne could testify to that. And I had a student account. And I made money up there. I made sure that I made money up there. Not only was I making money up there, but it was also part of the Air Force College. I was just going for the schooling part, which the Air Force part of it was right across the street. So they let the people have that building for practically nothing. And I chose to get paid there. And I was making $500 checks. But money had to took out because of taxes and student stuff like that. So at the end, it would really be like $150. But behind that, I was making money from students from artwork, right? Making money that way. And I'm glad because, there was money in my pocket. There was money in my student account. I never got into any of it. Except for like one time I took out like a couple of bucks. $50, $100, And I didn't know that they were taking money from my account for charging me rent even though I wasn't at the home anymore. And they were spending money on a lot of stupid shit. He's obsessed with buying firearms and cars and phones. He really is. And none of the money was being put towards what it should have been put towards. And, we're going to get to that as well. What it should have been put towards. I'll remind you, I'm still receiving back payments at the time, but that back payment does have a timeline to how long, it can last. Because by the time my disability court hearing kicked in, the back pay stopped coming in. And yeah, I had a court date, but that court date wasn't going to be set till 2012, the earliest at the most, right? So that was still a year away. So, a lot can happen within the short amount of time in a year. We all know that, and I happened to get into some shit down in Columbia, right? Now, I couldn't go back to school because I couldn't finish it. I had one more month. I could have graduated my first semester, right? Well, because a lot of my money was out of my account, I couldn't finish. I couldn't figure out why that was until I found out. So Kevin pulled his gun out on me, threatened to kill me again if I didn't leave because they took all the money from my account. I didn't get a chance to finish school because of that. And because of that, he got upset. Right? They didn't like that. Around this time, I'm still using the same junky fucking phone that I had for, what was it? Late of 09, 2010, now the middle of 2011. Going into 2012, phone was outdated. So it stopped working. So I was out of a phone. Anyways, straight up and down, I was out of a fucking phone. They're sitting here with the high-tech shit. Now, I hit him several times. Boom, boom. I'm the type, I'm going to get you before you get me. This time, I'm trying to kill you now. This time I am. But it's for my self-defense as well. I'm defending myself, but I'm going to get you before you get me. Cop, I took his gun, pulled the trigger, jammed. Right? Cops were called. Yet again, mother was there, but mother took his side because, yet again, she was afraid of getting hit or killed by him. I kept my same story. Straight up and down. When the probation teachers heard it, even behind the scenes when they pulled me in private, because I had learning issues. I couldn't read none of the words. I need help writing. I broke things down to them. Right? They believed me. But you know what? The shit was already done because the court system goes by this. This is how the law system works. If this is going on, they want picture evidence. They want video, audio evidence of these things. When you're in that moment of those situations, that's the last thing that's on your mind. The things on your mind is for you to live your life is in danger at that moment. Now, I was also defending myself. So when it comes to self-defense, you can't no longer defend yourself because now that's against the law, because if you're defending yourself, you're going to do the most damage, which means you're going to get in trouble the most. They're going to let the attacker go. And the defender sit in jail for a while. So I sat in jail for a while. Straight up and down. So I did time. Now by the time I got out, I had nothing. Then my court hearing kicked in. Right? Remind you, I paid for all my court shit, all my probation stuff out of my pocket, because I was out there hustling the streets. I was taking risks. I was the type where you couldn't even have a fucking phone until all this shit was over. That's how deep I was. Matter of fact, they looked back some other charges. They added my juvenile charges to my adult charges. They looked back at some of my past as well. Some serious. Now, by the time my disability court hearing kicked in, going back to this, Wayne knows I paid for all my shit. But a lot of people I heard were saying, his parents paying for his shit. No, he's mad and hurt because he was still in school, not getting anywhere, not getting paid. Nothing. He knows I was out there paying for my shit. I'm calling it for what it is. Now, my disability court hearing kicked in. I done that by the summer of 2012. What was it? 12, maybe $13,000 check from Advance. I had to split that money between the court, lawyers, human services, but my folks got the whole of the $5,000. I didn't see any of that money from that. On nothing, not even the five. I think how much was my check? The regular one from the next day that kicked in, $530, I believe it was. And top of, I didn't see that either. I didn't see it. Mother, she had the sneak to give me $5,000, $15,000 from that without Kevin knowing. I invested most of it into Eric with clothing, music to get paid so I can go on the road with my cousin. Right? So, here's the thing with that. I wanted to update stuff. I did. This is where I felt good because after about several months passed, I made some money from Eric. I made some money from Gary from doing artwork. I was still hustling in the streets. There's disability money coming in as well. Making some money off some music. And I wanted to put myself in a good position in my life. I wanted to do that. So, with that part, I Lil Wayne, like, I told some people, they got back, that asked me, the people that knew, I used to roll with Wayne. And I guess he was in his feelings, like, oh, you don't want to hang no more, this and that, oh, blah, blah, blah. Shit change. You changing. I told him, look, man, this shit kicked in for me, man. I've been working. I'm trying to put myself in a position in my life that's better. I've been wanting to update. I've been wanting to do some things. I've been working. I've been doing what's for me. I can't stop that just to hang with you constantly. And I guess he ran his mouth when people ask him, hey, your boy got this deal, this and that, right? He's saying, nah, he didn't get a deal. His parents took out a fucking loan. They give him some money. I'm like, dude, why the fuck you running your mouth? Because he ran his mouth. My payment got cut off for a little while because he told somebody, ended up telling human services some shit. They investigated. They couldn't find anything. Now, word got back. Mother talked to him. I talked to him too. And my room's like, why you going around saying this shit like that, man? He couldn't answer. He kept looking. He had his head down looking at his phone because he knew he was wrong. I said, look, man, I ain't mad at you. But here's the thing. Right? One, I even confronted him. I even confronted him because this goes back to what I'm saying. Hey, you need to be careful who you talk to. Because whatever you say, somebody's going to come back and say to me. Rather from different person or the same, because where there's smoke, there's fire. I knew he was talking shit. Yeah, he's fucking rapping about me. I heard shit from that audio. So, I know your ass was faking a snake from the junk anyways with that. I said, hey, I tell you what, you hurting right now. I give you $1,000 out of my pocket. I got it like that right now. I have it, man. I've been working. I got it in the 20s. We can go to the bank and get it $100 bills. You could pay back your mother the $500 that she spent to bail you out. You have another $500 left. On top of that, I give you another $500. You still have $1,000. You can get yourself straight. Get you some clothes. Get you an updated phone. Try to update some of your music stuff. He said no. Which then those that followed know that he started snitching. Straight up and fucking down. Where there's smoke, there's fire to that. I've been told that from the get-go before I met him. And then once I met him, people were still telling me this. So where there's smoke, there's fire. Now, around this time, I go on the road with my aunt for a while. And she's the people that has to be in front of the truckers just in case there's accidents on the road. They know ahead of time. Getting paid. So I went through for like a month. I got most of my pay. I collected like $1,000 from that. So now I'm making tons of money. I'm making fucking money. Count information. I knew. Right? A lot of money was going into the account. I'm on the road now with my cousin who does music, who was Diamond from Crime Mob. So I'm making money with her. I'm making $2,000, $3,000 a night just to be an opening act. I'm doing it. Right? Check this out. Around this time, there were some health issues kicking in. There are times I have to come back here for disability meetings. My disability pay was going up to $1,000. Right? Because my folks had me lied to the human service office just so more pay could come in. My health was really getting in the way. Straight up. I remember having 2 heart attacks. Didn't even bother to take me to the fucking emergency room. Now, this is also going to come back into play. Right? Well, because I was doing so much, making money, right? Straight up and down. Now, before I get into that, I got to fill in some of these parts. These are important. These are important. I was missing a lot of doctor's appointments. Health got in the way. Now, I was taking care of some people as well. I'm going to say this, the first letters of their name, because I'm not going to mention their names like that. I'm not going to put them out like that. K, P, and C. That's all you need to know with those first letters. I was taking care of K. K was a woman. I had it in good with her. Okay, I was taking care of, looking out for her son, who was younger, way younger, still in school younger, who looked up to me. I helped pay for her car, cigarettes, food, bought her stuff. Alright, she got caught up in it. She just used me. Now, I was taking care of P. P was a homie of mine, man. I don't speak to him no more. I let him stay at my house for free in my room. I said, hey, just help mom get around with food, help her out around the house. I'll pay you, which I did. And the thing is with that, I would get free stuff from the road, man, just because I was on the show on the road with my cousin, from clothes, electronics, games, you know what I'm saying? So I would bring a lot of that stuff back here to the house, and I would let C pick out what they want, right? Straight up and down. P, I paid him for helping out mom. I gave him money for his phone bill, gave him money for up his car, even gave him money for no apparent reason, just so he can go out and buy whatever. Just use me with that. C, I still talk to. C still stuck around from the jump at before and after all this, from 6th grade till now. So he was real. But you know what? I helped him out the most because his job was only $120 job, working at a just washing dishes. Paid for the car, replaced the car because people kept breaking in, food, clothes, money. You know, during the times I had money kept in a Scarface cup, they didn't touch it. I don't know how much it was. I think like 4,000 in it. I had, I'm at 5,000 in the shoe box. Then another 5. Then I had not another 5,000. Shit. I think like trying to fit another 5,000 in a box. Then another 1,000 on top of that. So that's like 3,000 in some boxes right there. That's a lot of money. Stash that was hidden. They didn't get into that. They didn't. Now, around this time, there's a lot of money coming in. Well, I get a phone call from my disability lawyer. Letter from Human Service Officer said, hey, time to come in and do taxes. Come to find out, that would be nosy if all the money was going into my account. Or to the account that I no longer have. Because that account, this is around that time where Kevin intimidated mother, said, give up your caretaker rights to me. The overseer rights. My bad. A lot of the checks, what they did, they were showing receipts that shit that they bought. They're saying it was me, to where the checks were in their name now. They got transferred into their account. My account got shut down. Some of the signatures on there were not my signatures. They were forged signatures. There were loans being taken out my name because they weren't paying for the house. The house was about to get indicted because it wasn't being properly taken care of. Cars were being bought under my name. Guns, phones, about high top quality computers. So this is now 2013, going to 2014. I get pulled over for some shit with the guns. I didn't understand what was going on. I'm thinking I was being harassed by the cops because I am a colored person, right? Now, we go in for the taxes. They know we just needed a checkup, right? Come to find out, it was being a setup. Because here's the thing. I was finna collect the last bit of money from artwork, street work, music, right? Some show money on top of that. Some disability money. I was supposed to receive $1,000 bonus from that for taxes. Going back, in the videos you guys seen, I've been paying taxes, W-2s, since 2009. Alright? Anybody that knows that video I'm talking about that I showed, I've been doing that. And so I've been paying taxes. I've been paying taxes. I've been doing that. Real talk. I don't care. You don't have to believe me. But the proof is right there. Now, what I was going to do, because I was about putting money down on a house down in Florida. My cousin bought me a nice car. All I had to do was get my license out of the state of Tennessee. Then I was going to put the money for furniture, a studio, hire somebody for the engineer work, editing work, etc., etc., etc. 5 o'clock in the morning, I get a knock at the door. The IRS. Motherfuckers in black suits and the black trucks. Rest my ass. Click, click. I'm up in Nashville prison. I'm being questioned for the gun shit. Where all this money coming from? Why'd you skip out on taxes? I'm lost. Then I went to court the same following day or the next day. I'm lost. I don't know what the fuck is going on. Now, they busted out a whole lot of shit. Then it started to make sense. Now, we going to private court here. People were there from businesses point. There were bank people. Some people from the bank. Before I get into the bank, I remember leaving Regions because I was told $2,000 was stole from my account from them. Yeah, I know there's been stories of that where they've been known to steal from people, where they've been known to do that. Come to find out, my folks stole $2,000. On what? We will get to that. The court hearing happens. Around this time, I'm filing bankruptcy. Around this time, I'm in the fight for my freedom. Around this time, I got arrested again. This is where Wayne called me, where he wanted to do a show up in Pulaski, where I wasn't answering because I was arrested. I was arrested. I was sitting locked up, not knowing what the fuck is going on again. It took a week for this private court hearing to get done. Now, this is where we get into some shit. This is where we get into it. First order of business is this. I'm under house arrest. I can't leave. I'm being watched 24/7. I got Vice sitting outside of my house, watching me every move I make. Because you have selfish, greedy people behind you. Right? Now, first order of business, take care of the bank. Bank asking questions. Right? They get paid off in court. Boom. Next order of business, house people. Boom. Paid off. Loan people. Boom. Paid off. Answering things from the doctors. Boom. Paid off. Certain family members were called for over the phone interviews in court. Getting all that stuff down. Disability people. Boom. Taken care of. Now it's time for them. And you know what the main reason was for all that time they stole money from? You know how much was stole? Over $250,000. From 2008 till 2016. And you know what the reason was? Because Kevin's words is this. He owed me. He owed me. Because of what? You had to pay fucking child support? I was born during a whole different timeline. To where you were already on child support. I'm gonna find out you ain't even my real fucking father. So you stole money from a child that ain't yours and you wanted to be abusive. All because I owe you and because I'm a colored child and you're ashamed of that? You married my mother, you fucking asshole. Straight up and down. You know what? July of next year, because this shit was overlooked, and it was overlooked again, guess what happened? Last year, early last year, for this year that just passed, $25,000 was supposed to be sent to me to go towards the house after all that. But somebody fucked up somebody. Somebody fucked up something somewhere. Somebody fucked up something somewhere. That money's supposed to be held to. Along with the $1,000 from human services because I had an infection going in my bloodstream from a tooth. Right? So I'd be on pills for that. I had an asthma attack. This is the day when it like heavily snowed. I had an asthma attack. I'm sitting in bed. Somebody sent those checks in the mail. They weren't supposed to. They ended up taking those fucking checks, cashing them. And they fucked up on the probation part of that because when you owe money like that and when you steal like that, your name is being sent out to loans and banks to have you on the block, car dealerships as well, housing, to where, you know, name pops up. Can't, we got you on block. I paid for, it's a total how many cars? 9 cars. He bought guns, more updated phones. I got fucking pissed off. Cops came around, questioned that. It's like, we got you, but they left. They wanted to let them know, hey, you fucked up. I come directly to find out after I left the house what happened. Right, because this is like it's like 3 days in now. Right? I lose my fucking shit. He threatens to kill me. Again, points out his gun. This time, I pull out a fucking weapon and just let his ass fucking have it. Mom takes his side yet again because she's afraid to get killed and hurt and beaten by him. I'm sitting without bond for 2 fucking months in max. This court hearing, now it's public. But they just focused on the attack. They didn't say anything. They didn't focus on the rest of the stuff. That was behind the scenes to not let people know what's going on. Which then, I appreciate that. Here's the thing. He's going away now for 35 years. He don't have 35 years, so it's a life sentence. Mother fucked up. She going away for 25 years. Life sentence come July 11th. Not only that, I get off what I'm off on for this. Because first it was about to be charged as temp until they fully looked into it. Right? All my court shit is paid off. My probation is just me going to counseling because, yeah, I got some issues, man. Suicide issues, bipolar issues, abandonment issues, father issues, people trying to use me. Fucking just so paranoia. I've been through a lot my 27 years. The shit that Wayne was rapping that gangster shit about, I was really living it. When you were saying your parents didn't give a fuck about you, was your parents stealing from you? No. But here's the thing. I get my financial freedom. I get everything. Yeah, I won the house. I won the cars. Everything else, I have to get. Everything else, I have to give up. I'm selling the guns. But here's the thing. When they go away, every tax season that passed, $5,000 from him. Because he actually stopped working in 2011, maybe because all the money I was bringing in. Mom, yeah, she's working, but she only making $320. Now he charging her to stay with her until they get ready to go to prison. You know, I try my best because, yeah, you know what? I hold mother accountable. You had all them years to leave, but you didn't. I don't want to go away because that's my best friend. You know, we've been through a lot, yeah. She knows it. She knows he was never around. but you also got to be held accountable. Not only that, she out of her tax part will only be 1,000 paid back to me. After they go away in prison, I gotta they're automatically, the human service people have to be contacted so my money can be released. Um, they're gonna have they're gonna have an overseer of their company overseeing my money. Get me an account, get it protected. After that, I'm gonna be waiting a month for the $250,000 to go through that's owed to me. Right on top of that, now, for a while, because this is gonna be a while. Rome wasn't built in a day. When this goes on, I'm gonna be getting the house together. I'm gonna be packing up things. I'm gonna sell some things. I'm gonna sell the cars. I'm gonna clean up the house, because by 2019, everything will be done. Because my focus is this. Because I'm selling the house to the state. The house was built in the '60s, so the state's offering me $65,000. I'm gonna take it. Around this time, I did have to settle for how much I will be getting paid from human services, because a lot of shit was being lied to them. In order for me to get paid 1,000, they're only gonna pay me $400 every month. I'm cool with that. Now, yes, I am employed with SoundCloud, right? But SoundCloud ain't paying me anymore. But I'm still employed with them, so I'm finna cash out on my SoundCloud pay, right? I'm about to get in a good chunk of change from that. Getting my health insurance together. I want health insurance. I want insurance for me. I never had it. Now, once all that's done, I will have my account with a lot of money, right? Here's the thing. When Kevin dies, yeah, I'll be set for life, because he comes from a wealthy family, because he's married to my mother. So I'll still receive that money. But that ain't going to be till later on down the line when he does die. And I'm not going to feel one bit sorry. By the time 2020 comes along, not only will I have a lot of money where I'll be set for life, I'm not going to go out and be stupid. I'm actually smart. I'm going to pick me a nice, decent place. I'm going to have me a car. I'm going to hire me somebody, kind of like a nurse type of person that helps with people with disabilities. Make sure I get my meds on time, take me to my appointments, help me cook, help me clean, things like that. As well help me go around, pay some bills. Right? I'm not going to blow it on stupid shit. I'm not going to do it. So I'll be set. So the thing I can say is this, as I'm setting the record straight, that's what happened to my financial. But you know what? The music that I've been booming out lately, some of the money that I do get paid from that is what went towards the court, my probation. Shit's already paid off. Right? So I can say this. This is the end of it, where it's now being confronted to Wayne. You are not a man. You have never had to deal with men shit. You had somebody steal money from you before? People use you? Yeah, you had Courtney. But here's the thing. She put you on her bank account. So you lost your $10,000 from the army. Until you start looking for other women to be involved with, to say, hey, I'm going to use them, because you don't want to work. You didn't pay for your own vehicle. You didn't pay for your fucking truck. You didn't pay for your car, the car you got, the truck you got now. You didn't pay for your studio shit. I paid for that. That came from me. You didn't pay for your fucking rent. Your parents had to help. Your person you're married to now, she paid for it. You ain't wanting to work to take care of your child. I'm calling it out. I'm calling it how as I see it. You ain't had to take care of the shit I had to take care of. You didn't put me on shit. You ain't been through what I had to been through. You ain't paying fucking taxes anyways. You ain't paying fucking taxes like me. So you can't fucking sit there and say, oh, but this, and that. You ain't been through it. You haven't. So don't sit there and say, hey, people haven't helped me, blah, 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 because you want to whine and bitch and everyone sees it. Nah. You phony with that. You ain't a man. And yeah, I broke it down so many times before in a lot of the videos and shit with audio in it. But with this audio, I'm letting it be known. You don't make your own money. I do. You can't sit there and say the idea is that, oh, he don't make money. That's his parents' shit. No, that's mine shit. I paid for every fucking thing. You ain't been through what I've been through with that. So you ain't got no room to speak. Which means you ain't got no room to even fucking talk on shit. Not even the street part of it. Nothing at all. You wasn't close to death like I was so many times. You wouldn't have to sit in a fucking cell for a long ass time. You don't have a third felony charge like me looking at another strike to where, hey, you do something again, your ass is out of here. No. You haven't been through it like that. Not like I have. So you ain't got no room to speak, far as I'm concerned, partner. No fucking room to speak. At all. So you want to know about my financial part since you were talking shit about it? Because where there's smoke, there's fire. I know people ain't lying. That's the truth. So, guess what? I may have not been receiving all that money, but I sure the fuck was making a lot of money. I'm straight. I'll still be here. You won't. That's real talk. I'll still be here. You won't. The shit you doing, I went easy on you. Anybody else that comes on legging on the future, I'm not. No, I'm gonna let them have you. Cause the next person may end up killing you. This ain't the first time you've been talking about somebody's financial shit. You ain't got no room to breathe. You don't make your own shit. Matter of fact, hell, fucking Rebecca has you on her account. I'm being real. I'm telling the truth. This is the truth. Yeah, I'm looked at like the fucking villain, the bad guy out of all this. I'm cool with that. I like that, actually. I'm looked at like the Joker mixed with the governor from The Walking Dead mixed with Negan from The Walking Dead. That's the kind of villain role I'm being looked at. But you know what? I always helped you out even when I didn't have it. Always. I remember I took you in to let you stay with me one time. Gave you money. $100 fucking several times. Even when I didn't have it. So you can't sit there and say, man, I ain't a man when I am. I paid for a lot of fucking bullshit that you haven't ever paid for. You can't say that you never paid for a house before because you haven't. You can't say you never paid off 9 vehicles before because you haven't. You can't say that you made over $250,000 because you never had it. You never haven't either. You haven't seen $1,000 before. You haven't seen 2,000. You haven't seen 10,000. You ain't even seen 500 before. I'm keeping it real. Come to also find out, I had an EBT card in my name. Didn't know about it. I always thought I got turned down. But guess what? I still get my EBT card. Yeah, I only get like what? $150 on there. $550. All right, cool. That still helps with food, you know. At the end of it, I'm the one doing the music, making something off it. You ain't. I'm the one that made money, even though I never saw none of it. You haven't. I had responsibilities. I had to give up my son for a while because of this. The woman that I had it with, she knows that. She knows I try to help every once in a while. Yeah. So I take care of mine. I look out for her too. I look out for an artist that I have something with and kind of not with anymore. Look out for her. Why? Because she was real. She a down ass bitch. That's my ride or die. Woman I'm with now, Stephanie. Yeah, she was illegal and got sent back to Nigeria, and also some family shit came up. But I'm helping her. I'm sending her money. Guess what? American money is worth more money over Nigeria. I'm trying to help her get back here. Cause when that happens, we'll get married next year. Can you ever say you took care of people that was using you? No, you cannot. So this is my in-depth of my financial part. So all the shit that happened. In the end, I won. In the end, I'm still here. In the end, I will continue on being here. I'm straight. Hell, I'm good now. I made it. That's real. Yeah. I had guns pointed at me before. Yeah, I started out as I was born sick, foster child, in the streets, stuff that comes at guns, fights, things being pulled out on you. trust issues, people turning on you, been put in death situations several times, locked up. That builds depression. That builds suicidal depression. That builds PTSD, post-traumatic stress syndrome. That builds paranoia. That builds trust issues. Being abused and raped once. I went through that. That hurts. So, all the shit that you saying, you don't know nothing about. You ain't been through it. I have. But I'm still here. I was never supposed to live to see the age. When I turned 18 years old, I never was supposed to see that age. I'm supposed to be dead. When I hit the age of 25, I was never supposed to see that either. I'm now 27 years old. I got several more years before I'm 30. I outlived a lot of my friends who I came up with, who came and went. I kept count. 400 friends in total I outlived. Fucking 400 of them, man. And some of the people, very little of us even made it out. Only 3. Everyone else, prison. Life sentences. Dead 6 feet under. I've been in the gang shit where when it came down to it, I was about that fucking action. I got mines. That's real. I'm good out here in the streets. You ain't. I'm good when it comes to finances. You ain't. I've been through life. You haven't. So you can't fucking sit there and talk. You've been through that like I've been through. At all. Point blank period. Say what you want. At the end of the day, you know the truth as well as I do. You ain't doing none of the work because you don't know who the fuck you are. You don't know who you are as a man. You don't know who you are spiritually, mentally, emotionally. You don't have balance. So that makes you not a man. When it comes down to also being a man, you have to have people stand for you, speak for you. I don't. That's not being a man. That's being a coward. That's being a punk. You get no stripes for that. A man doesn't live off his fucking wife. A man earns his own. I earn my own. A man looks out for people. Even when they're being used, they look out for people. You haven't. When it comes to wanting to do work, you don't. You just pussyfoot around in your own little fucking studio that I helped with. I don't care about credit, but I know the truth. So do you. So, with that being said, this is the whole in depth that took about an hour, which I'm cool with. Say, hey, I'll still be here. You won't. This is me, and this is the truth. This is me. This is my truth on how the finances was. This is me confronting you about it, saying, hey, you ain't got no room to talk. And I have paperwork to back this up. And I hope that you guys enjoyed this interview. It's in depth. And I'm sorry that it took so long, but I just wanted the truth to be known and to be told that this was the shit that was going on. And, I'm out. I want everybody to have a great day and peace. Here are some of the things that I did forget about in the in-depth money interview. I'm getting stuff and some of the things that were paid for. Not just the guns, not just the cars and shit, but the stuff inside. Like, I paid for 3 different computers that were really expensive while I was stuck with a clunky thing, right? First computer, shit, I don't even know how much that shit was when it came to find it. I remember most of the prices, but the first one, I don't remember what one that was, but it was a nice one. The second one was those new flat touchscreen computers? BEM, that's like $1,000 something damn dollars. Yeah, that. And then
over at Aaron's, because a lot of money was spent at Aaron's. A $3,000 laptop, a Toshiba, $2,000 price tag. Come to find out, it was used, but they put it back on the shelf as new. And then another $1,000 on top of that to own it, which is $3,000. I have the receipt for that. Let me see, what else? A $2,015 TV, right? Like the big ones. The really big ones the size of a wall, pretty much. That. A $3,000, another $3,000 TV. What else? A $15,000 DJ mixer that I have. A $2,000 couch. You know, those are some of the other things that I also paid for that I never knew about at all. Just so much of it. I ended up paying for that. Straight up and down. I remember one of the fucking arguments with Wayne is like, look, laptop I use, right? Your shit break down. I have a $3,000 laptop. Oh, you didn't coach that. When I sent him the picture receipt, it shut his ass right the fuck up. Straight up and down. I'm end up paying for a, what is it, almost $3,000 fucking riding lawnmower that's not even used. Not even used. When it comes to finances, they're not smart. My parents, they failed at that. I'm the only smart one. But like I said, going back, they showed a lot of their receipts to human services just to get ownership of my pay. Going back to what I said with getting the checks in their name, getting the checks into their account, just so they can live comfortably. Going back, one part I left out when it came to the house, the house is going to get closed on. They're going to get kicked out. What they did, they end up looking to another house with all that money, right? And they would have left the house to me, which I would end up getting in trouble and getting kicked out. Because a lot of shit was forged with my name on it. You know, that's real. You know, I paid for so much that shit I shouldn't even have paid for. But I did. And, you know, this is, you know, me. You know, that's what happened. So, this is, you know, part 2 of the in-depth money interview. And I just wanted to fill these parts in before, you know, I completely 100% forgot. And I hope you guys enjoyed, man. Like, whoever listened to this, man, you know, with this interview, you know, that's the truth. So I'm out. Going on, YouTube, man? It's been a while since I did a vlog video, since I shown my face. This vlog video is some information right now, and I'm just gonna fill you. I'm gonna try to fill you guys in what's going on. Something that I learned yesterday, something that came up. It's nothing bad, but it's good. It's good. It's good. It's actually good news. But I gotta get the bullshit
the bad bullshit news out of the way first. I gotta get that out of the way first. So yesterday, actually, you know what? Let me not say yesterday. Let me not say yesterday. As you guys know, in today's world, times have changed. You know, times have changed a lot. It's no longer how it used to be in terms of when getting a job. And back then, like the old way. Old way used to be, you either could have completed high school, not completed high school. You could have had a regular diploma, special ed diploma. You could have went for college for a little while or completed it, or a background record or not a background record to get a job, and it would be easy, right? And to the point where you probably wouldn't need references, resumes, work references, or any type of income to show that you made something before you got, whatever job that you got, right? Times have changed, and I didn't know this till yesterday. I didn't know. And it's been 9-10 years for me, so about a decade since I've been out of high school. I'm 27 now. I got out in 2010. Now, there's two realities. The reality that, an outside reality is this. I went for high school for 3 years. I graduated because I skipped up because of my age, but I had testing along with that, so I'm really intelligent. My IQ on the school testing, when it comes to the Board of Education, the law, or the government, is considered low. I have learning disabilities. I can't read that good. I can't write that good. I have a hard time with money. I see letters and numbers backwards. I have dyscalculia and dyslexia. My education level with those are on a 3rd, 4th grade level. I didn't have proper schooling growing up. Couldn't afford it. I had special ed classes in my life, but nothing came from that. Nothing came from that. It was, even that was hard. It really didn't do much. A lot of the shit that you would hear behind it, where there would be a lot of free time, we wouldn't really be doing anything as much as work, is true. So that was just there to keep us separate from the normal kids, if you will. I did have some regular classes throughout the school years, from elementary to high school. I had science, history. High school, I had an art class. What else did I have? English writing or some shit like that. History. Those were okay. Those were pretty simple and easy. I got through them with flying colors. Some of the classes that I have, I didn't understand the work, but I was looking my best to where I would get a grade just for looking my best. And I would put down what they would call Chaz answers. That would at least sound correct to whatever, So there's that. But to the outside world, to the work world, and to the school education system now, I only went for high school for 3 years, that I never completed it. It says graduated, but not with a real diploma. And I didn't graduate with a real diploma. I graduated with a special ed diploma. And I don't have any work references, no income of any kind of background at all. Or any really schooling at that. I tried filling in for jobs. I want to get back into, I want to work. I really do. I really want a job. I want to work. I really want to earn some extra money. Yes, I'm on SSI, but I'm only seeing $400 a month. But I'm not seeing that money. Right now, if you guys want to know more about that, I'm going to leave the link into my video here that is also on my YouTube channel. This one called
in-depth money interview or something like that, rather another. But I'm gonna put the link in the description below for this video, so you guys can go check that out and learn more about that. However, like I said, going back to what I said, this is my diploma. Let me remind you, this is not a real. This is considered a fake, non-real diploma of being a special ed diploma from high school. And according, like I said, to the work world, to now how the new system is that I didn't complete high school. I only had 2 years. This is a special ed diploma. This is not considered a real diploma. A real diploma would have, the gold sticker either on this side, somewhere at the bottom, and it would have the signature by the principal. This is not signed at all. I can't do nothing. I can't get nowhere with this. I had a volunteer job from 2009 2010 at the TRC, Tennessee Rehabilitation Center. It's for people that have disabilities or special needs. I worked there for 2 years. They did give out actual paychecks, pay stubs. However, that wasn't considered a real job, according to them. According to the handbook that they still go by. I don't know if they still go by till this day. I ain't been there in years. Last time I checked, it was state funded, so I don't think it's there no more. But every Monday, they would read out this handbook, and they would say, if you go apply for a job, do not put us down as a job because we are not a real job. And that didn't make sense. If you're not a real job, then why are you giving out paychecks? Correct? So, you would have that. And along with that going on, I haven't worked since then. And I really want to work. I want to get to the work world. I want to earn my own money. I want my own money. Yeah, I'm on SSI and the checks are out to me, but it's not my money. And yet again, if you guys want to know more about that, put it this way. I do get my funds handed to me with that come July. But like I said, if you guys want to know more about that, just click the link into the description below this video if you guys want to watch that in particular video. It's an hour long, but it goes into depth detail as in what's going on with that. And why I'm not, and why I have no money. I've been struggling for years with this. I take underneath the table job, I'm only paying $20, $40, $50. That's it. That's my pay right now. That's what I'm seeing from little underneath the bullshit fucking table jobs, just to get my ass something fucking to do. However, yesterday I got a call from the job center or some shit here in Columbia. They asked me some questions because I pulled up my file, and it goes and it showed that I was trying to get a job here. I was trying to get a job, and I have no references, no work references, no resume, no income, non-completion of school with no education, which I don't anyways. And because of this, they asked me, do you want to go to school? And they broke it down to me. So today's system, you have to have 4 years of high school. You have to have a real diploma. You have to have something to show that you were in college, to show that you've completed a class or completed a full 8 years of college of some sort. You have to have a military background and a clean background. I do not have a clean background. I have been arrested so many times. I have 3 felony charges. I'm a Class C felon. I'm down to Class B, about to be a Class A in July. I also have a juvenile record. That's a Class C. I have rehab backgrounds when I was addicted to drugs. A suicidal background. A therapy background to see a psychiatrist, because I do go through depression. Bipolar. I am bipolar. I go through suicidal depression as well. So there's that. Everything you do, it will show up on your record eventually. It's going to happen. That's with me. They passed me through a school called Ashford University to take a class online.
This is the good stuff. They know we talked. They interviewed me. We talked over the phone for about 2 hours, and then another 2 hours over that, getting the final wraps up. I start school. I go back to school, online classes next year, early next year, so I can get some things out the way this year that's needed. Going along with that, what this is a 3-month class. This is going to help me get a job next year. This is going to help me have. This is going to be considered as work reference, computer skills, resume, background work resume, references at that. I do get help with student aid. I do not want to use that student aid because I know I have to pay that with interest. The first class is for 2 weeks, which will be for free. The second class will be for 2 months. Once completed, all I have to do is pay $1,000, or I may not have to pay anything. They did a credit background check. Come to find out, I have really excellent credit. I mean, really good credit. I didn't know about that. That's something that was hidden from me, and yet again, this goes in to my in-depth money interview that will be linked in the description below this video for you guys to watch. And what it is, I'm gonna, because I have to buy some books. So what I'm gonna do, I don't want to take out that student loan for that to buy books. No, I'm gonna take money out of my own pocket by doing little shit jobs. I'm gonna go down to this used bookstore. I'm gonna get the books there, save myself some money, and I'm going to do this because this is gonna help me in the long run to help me get a job so I can get a proper education, to get an actual degree. And what I'm gonna be, what my classes are for this one, I'm gonna be majoring in business academics and in business management. So when I go get a job, rather than me having to work 6 months to move my way up to manager position, I ain't got to. All I got to do is put this on my resume. I'm gonna bring my diploma. Once interviewed, once they see that, do the background check with that, they say, you know what, we're gonna hire you for this manager position. Let me remind you guys, I am intelligent. I really am. I know certain things other people may not know. I'm intelligent. I really am. So once I complete that in March, this right here is going to be thrown out. This isn't real. This is a fake diploma. It's bullshit. And we agree that with the old ways of doing this, that this was a setup for later on in the future, those that graduated with a special ed diploma and those that are struggling to get a job. So we agree that this right here is some sucker shit, correct? We agree that this right here is some sucker shit, and this can be thrown out next year. This ain't nothing to be proud of. Next year's real shit is something to be proud of. And I just wanted to talk to you guys about this. So this is what I'm going to be doing. This is for me, so I can actually see some change in my life, turn my life around. I've been struggling for so fucking long. I have zero fucking money to my name. There's times where I hurt for fucking shit that I can't get. I want to work. I want to make a difference in my life, and I want to change. I'm almost 30 years old, and I shouldn't be this way, but I am. I'm getting a late start in my life. I really am. Also, the end of December, man, is going to be my last year in music. I've been doing this for 8 years. I want to retire now. I made some bucks here and there. Probably more than just about the usual person has. Who's in music. Some people may not make shit at all. I'm going to cash out my SoundCloud pay as that. Because now, the music shit was fun, but that's not realistic. I want something real now. I want to be able to get somewhere. I want my own place. I'm not keeping this house. This is bullshit. This house is a money pit. It's bullshit. So I'm doing this to turn my life around so I can support myself. I'm going to do this for me. And I'm glad that this is happening. It's going to be starting next year, early January till March. And I'm glad. You know, I really am. Yeah, I never went to college before. I haven't.
So this is gonna be different. This is just gonna help me, and I'm out.